I think it's recording.
Yes, it is.
It's recording. We're podcasting. We're in the closet.
I need a toothpick.
Well, it's a little too late for that. They're downstairs.
Oh.
Beside the stove. Unless you want to use my penis.
Jeff made some... Oh, my gosh. We're already starting out 17 seconds in, and we're already talking about this. Jeff made some great pork butt in the...
Pulled pork, baby.
In the crock pot.
In the slow cooker.
And the slow cooker. It was Chardonnay.
I did
pulled
use
pork.
Chardonnay at work, too.
Uh-huh. And then we put barbecue sauce on it individually because we use different barbecue sauces. I use the low sugar and he uses just the regular stuff.
And I'm a sauce guy, so I may want to use some low sugar one day. I might use the other another day, and I might use... I have several barbecue sauces. So it just depends on the mood I'm in. Then
Right.
I had to go get my coleslaw because I didn't want to make it. I used to make a coleslaw that was Jeff friendly, but
You don't like yours real moist.
I do not like it real moist. No, and we have a KFC down the street, and their coleslaw to me is the best. And some people will be like, "But that can be moist."
It is. It looked pretty.
It looks moist, but I get it with a fork, so it's kind of like
drains it off.
I drain it. Yes.
Well, it was really good, and I enjoyed it. We have a lot left. I can't wait to eat some more of it, and I have some stuck in my teeth. So
I'm sorry. It was really good. And the recipe that I found, it said, well, I did my rub with all my spices and my brown sugar, and I coated that sucker. What I used to do is I used to do that, and then I used to wrap it in cellophane and leave it in the fridge overnight.
ah,
And I need to do that next time. But this time, I didn't do that because I wanted to make it right away. It's turned out fine, so it really doesn't matter. But after I got it in the crock pot, which it was like an 8-pound butt or shoulder, whatever you want to call it, and it barely fit. But then I poured it. Said to pour a cup of Chardonnay. No, it said a cup of white wine. We had Chardonnay in the bottom, so I did that instead of water.
why did they call it a butt or a shoulder? That's two different parts of the body.
I don't know, but the packaging said
What's the difference between
shoulder or butt. So
So we really don't know what we got.
we know that they're the same thing.
So the shoulder of a pig and the butt of a pig are the same?
Yeah, but I don't think they're the same as in we think that they're the same. I don't think it's the butt or the shoulder.
Well, that disappoints me. I thought it was. I thought I was eating butt.
You thought you're eating what is it? It's a hog butt.
Yeah. I don't know, but it was really good and I enjoyed it. So,
Whole hog.
wow. Well, what I wanted to bring to the table today is I have a question for you. I have a question for you.
A question. You have a question for me.
Right.
What?
Why is it
I don't like the questions.
that
Makes me nervous.
the other day I'm at work
Right.
at GNC
Good for you.
and I'm, there's some downtime. It was a slow evening, and so I thought I would start planning some of my sessions for the week. And sometimes when I feel like that I have creator's block, I would think it was kind of the same thing as writer's block, when like you feel like you use the same thing over and over again. You want something new and you can't come up with it yourself, so you kind of cheat a little bit and you go to the internet and you go to Instagram and you look up like ideas, right? That you could either copy or that you could put your own spin on, which I often do.
Right.
So I was trying to plan squats and stuff, so I decided to go into Instagram, go into the search the hashtags.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I searched hashtag glute workout. And it came up, and at the top it shows you who of your friends also follows this hashtag.
Right.
Right. The only one of my Instagram friends, which I'm following a lot of people that follows the hashtag glute workout,
Yeah.
is you.
Right.
Why? Why? I don't understand.
You mean Instagram sells you out?
Yes.
Instagram sold me out, man.
So I could go Google all sorts of hashtags that, it'd be like, yeah. And if you follow that
love
hashtag, so
following
be
those
careful
hashtags.
what hashtags you follow.
I want to be genuinely. I definitely follow that hashtag as I followed arms and leg workouts.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Hashtag bicep.
I honestly
and
don't
guess
care.
what?
But
On top of that, I like glutes.
oh, I know you do.
So there.
I was just curious. I literally laughed out loud. I was like, "Of course he does."
I sometimes though I do see stuff and I'm like, I'll unfollow stuff because I'm like, I must have followed this after I was up at 11 o'clock and drinking.
You're not following hashtag arm workout.
Did you put biceps? I have folders for this stuff.
Folders doesn't mean you have to actually follow the hashtag.
All right,
You don't follow hashtag bicep workout.
I'm not under an investigation right now.
I'm going to see if you follow hashtag booty. He does. He's already laughing.
No, I'm laughing because I don't know if I
booty
do.
Pics.
I don't know if I do, but there's
No,
a
you do not.
possibility I do. All right, Jeff's not under investigation. That's not a cool podcast. I don't want to be under investigation anymore. If you would like me to unfollow hashtag
No,
glute
oh my gosh,
workouts,
no. I'm totally.
I would do that for you if it makes you uncomfortable.
No, I'm totally kidding. I thought it was funny. I just found it very, very, very funny. That's all.
Well,
Have you gotten some good glute exercises?
I wondered why glute exercises do come up in my feed. You know, because I'm like, I don't like any of this stuff. So why would a glute workout?
Because you
come
like
up?
to watch the videos of the people the people doing them.
No, I don't think that's it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm just a workout guy, man. I'm part of Angie Fitco team, and I'm always trying to do my research.
You're part of my team?
Yes.
What do you do for my business exactly? Because I haven't been utilizing your membership to my team that I have of one.
That's right, and remember that.
Well,
I am your behind the scenes.
What do you do behind the scenes? You occasionally take a video and a picture.
I'm your business. Occasionally, I've taken more pictures and videos than the last freaking 6 years and 7 years.
I'm just saying it's not even a quarter-time job.
Oh, I didn't say it was a job.
I could try to find another photographer and another videographer.
I did not say it was a job.
Those of you listening, if you would like to be my photographer or my videographer,
just because
Jeff
it's not my full-time job doesn't mean I'm not on your. I'm not complaining. I've enjoyed it very much. So I'm just don't discount the amount of times I've taken videos or pictures. It is a lot. So don't be like occasionally you.
Occasionally you do. I mean, it takes 30 seconds to snap a picture. I need somebody that's like going to run my social media or
Nobody can do it better than you.
all my.
You do a great job with social media.
I can't do it all. I can't. I can only grow so much. I think I'm at my threshold of what I can do on my own.
Are you? I
think so. I really honestly think so. You know, I want to grow my online training. I want to grow my classes. I want to grow like everything. And I'm at the point where I can't handle all the, you know what I'm saying? Which is good. But, you know, anyway. But I'm also not wealthy enough to hire somebody.
Yeah, it gets a little pricey.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's beside the point. Another thing I want to talk to you about.
I don't want to be on trial.
You're not on trial. I'm
what
asking
are you talking?
questions.
The questions make me nervous.
We're podcasting. I just think that it's funny.
What's this question?
It's not really a question. This is just a observation that I've made often in the car. Jeff turns into someone completely different when he's behind the wheel. You are the most impatient, rude, name-calling, aggressive person when you're driving. You're not like that in real life.
It's where I get it all out.
When you're outside
it's
the car,
best place
you're
to
the
get it all
nicest, most kind, loving.
isn't that sweet?
I mean, you're like this, like, you know what I mean? Like empathetic and just gracious and nice. But you get in the car and you're like, you stupid idiot. And like you start acting like a fool.
I do. I can't deny it. It's where I let loose, and it's in a closed, encased metal box.
But there's still people in that metal box with you that you make my blood pressure raise up.
Do I really? Does it make you...
some poor lady had on the back of
And then why are you laughing?
on her because now I can laugh, but in the moment I'm like, oh my gosh. No, it's funny in the moment too. But she had dog mom on the back of her car, and that kind of stuff aggravates Jeff. He's like, oh, dog mama, and making fun of her. Now all you dog lovers are going to be mad at you.
I love dogs,
And
except ours.
He's like, oh, why do you have a stupid bumper sticker that says dog mom on the back?
Were you
like
throwing
stuff-
me under the bus for the dog mom?
Like, stuff like that aggravates him, and I think it's funny. It's not even like the people...
Or catitude?
Catitude. We saw a catitude today, too. I'm not lying. I can't make that up.
Catitude.
In the same day, dog mom and catitude.
You do you people. I have the right to think it's stupid.
You have the right to think it's stupid. You have the right to act however you want to act in your car, but I'm going to start video, and I'm going to make montages.
We should do that and put it on YouTube.
But I never know when you're going to act out.
Well, it's easy around here because there's a lot of idiots in cars. So,
God, he's very aggressive, you guys. Very, very, very aggressive.
in the vehicle. Not my driving, my language. And my...
And you just like have such contempt against people if they don't do things the way you're supposed to do.
It's true. They're idiots. There's idiots out there. Like, the way people drive, it blows my freaking mind.
I mean, I can't disagree with you.
I even yell at myself when I do idiotic things.
You do?
Sometimes when I do really stupid things in the
Give
car.
me an example.
Like when I pulled out in front of that car today by accident.
He did. He about got us.
I didn't see him. He was flying. I didn't see him. It's my fault. I should have been more hesitant, but I was all pumped up from that workout, and
Couldn't wait to
I
get to
was
Walmart.
freaking starving. And I pulled. It was one of those things where you don't see it. You pull out a little bit to where you're in the road, and then you see
you're
him,
already
and
there.
you're committed.
Yeah.
So I just, and then I'm like under my breath. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
He
You're fucking
he
idiot.
laid on his horn at us, but
He did, and I respect that. I'm not the guy that if I do something wrong and you blow your horn at me, I'm not going to blow my horn back and flip you off.
yeah. Same.
Some dude did that to me the other day.
It happened
I'm like,
to me the other day
what
too.
is wrong with you, man? You're the one that's the idiot.
Yeah.
You're the one that made the mistake. Own up to it. Don't honk at me because I gave you a little love tap honk so
Yeah.
you don't get killed.
Yeah.
And then you're like honking at me, flipping me off. People just can't freaking be wrong nowadays.
I know. Somebody honked at me the other day because I guess I was sitting at a red light, a longer one, and I was looking at my phone, and I guess it was green. You know what I mean? And you know when that happens, because it happens to all of us. We get tired of sitting in a red light, so we just glance at our phone, and then we look up, oh, it's green, I got to go. Well, I mean, I've been behind people like that, and whenever that happens, I'm just like you said, a little love tap. I go, beep. Like,
right. Yeah.
Like, or deep, deep. Just
like,
real
hey.
quick.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, wake up. I know I've done it. Go on. But like this guy or girl, I don't know. I couldn't tell because there was a glare in the back. They were like laid on their horn.
That's when I turn into Car Jeff. That's happened to me. You know what happens? I don't go.
I know, but you've been the person behind that person laying on your horn like, go, you mother effer.
True.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Crazy Carl.
Yeah, it's true. I also play games in the car.
You play games? What kind of games do you play?
There's rules to the games, and there's mental games, like on Jefferson Road when
Oh
you
my
have to
gosh.
wait all the way going back. You know how you can come up to the light and then
Yeah.
you can cut over to get on Jefferson Road?
Yeah.
People get really mad.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? People get really mad because you won't sit for 2 hours.
You get
like
really
they
mad too
will.
when people do
No,
that to you.
I don't.
Yes,
if they, I told you the rules. If they don't break my momentum, if they cut me off, I get mad. But if they can get in without breaking my momentum, I could care less.
Have
Come
you
on
ever
in.
cut anybody off?
Yes.
Then why
That's
is it okay?
not-
That's double standard.
It's not okay, but it's just part of the game. Sometimes you foul. Sometimes you
It's
foul
you
people.
being a man who it's double standards.
No,
like
it's not
it's
because
okay
if-
if I do it, but if you do it, then I'm mad.
No. They get mad. I'm not saying they can't. I didn't say they couldn't get mad.
No. You get mad at people doing the same thing you did. I said, have you ever cut
Right,
anybody
because
off?
MF yeah, but very rarely.
How?
Very rarely.
Oh my gosh.
Here's
That's
the deal.
not true.
If it looks like I'm going to have to cut somebody off and really make them break, which is rude to do, if you can't get in there and keep the momentum going, you need to just go through the light and do a U-E and get in line, because it's a lot faster to do a U-E and wait at that light than to wait 45 times at the light.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I just think it's a double standard because you get so mad when people get you in front of you.
I don't get mad when they get in front of me.
So what do you think about the people
I'd say it's fair game, man. If you play the game and you beat me, you beat me.
Butch House posted something the other day, and I thought of you, and I wanted to read it to you because you do this and it annoys me in the car whenever there's like lane closures, and it says like from way away that it's time for you to get over, like the lane is closed, and those people who write it till the very end and try to cut everybody off. Jeff does that.
I don't always do that.
You do?
I ride it for a little while.
He was on my side with it. No,
but then I get over.
I just think it's rude. I think that you're the reason the traffic's backed up. If everybody would just concede to the fact that the lane's going to close up here, it would keep flowing. The reason the traffic backs up is because cars keep going by, and at the last second, they're making everybody stop to get over.
I totally agree with you.
Then why do you do it?
No, because here's the other side of that, okay? I agree with what you're saying. If everybody would just get over, everybody would flow. But guess what?
They don't.
Nobody's going to get over. So there's no reason to get over. It's like voting. Me getting over is not going to change the results. Just like me voting isn't going to change the results.
It's not, but I don't know where it is. I'm on his thing, but I can't find it.
He probably deleted it.
It might have been on a story. And
I bet it was on his story.
He didn't delete it. Maybe I thought it was a post and it was an actual story. But anyway, it was something like, I can't remember. But it was, I forget what it said. But it just made me think of you because you and your dad does the same thing. And like, I may not get over as long as like the traffic's flowing and there's gaps in between. But if it's like a dead standstill already, I'm going to be trying to I'm going to get over as soon as possible because I don't want to be the root of the problem. But sometimes they tell you the lane's going to close like way soon.
And it never does.
And it's like you have time, right? I get that.
Yeah, you got plenty of room.
But when you see things starting to back up, you need to get over and quit being part of the problem.
I thought once it starts backing up, I do try to get over.
No, you don't. Lies.
Huh.
Lies. It's lies. If I were in a hurry, or not really even a hurry, but if it were something important and I really needed to get through, I would throw my flashers on. Now, if somebody went by and they had their flashers on, I know you can do it and not have an emergency.
That's a good idea.
But in my mind, I would think, gosh, maybe they need to get to the hospital. I should just, we should be cooperative. But, I don't know. It's just one of those courtesies of driving that you should give. You know what I'm saying?
I'll give it a thought.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I know. Anyway, I would just have those questions. Why do you get so mean in the car? And why are you following hashtag glute workouts?
I'm glad we got those.
Do you have any questions for me?
Do you feel better with how I've answered?
Sure. I think you have the right to do and follow and be who you want. You can follow hashtag glute workout. I don't care. I think it's hysterical. I think it's funny. If you find something on there that I should see, that's a good idea. You need to send it to me, which you've done before. You said I saw this glute workout and you do this, and I'm like, I do that all the time. Like that's one of my main exercises. But thank you for sharing. Do you even follow squats and stuff?
I messed up once, and it was years ago.
It wasn't years ago. That was very recent.
No.
And then, sorry, our dogs are a little insane tonight. They decided to go on a little jaunt in the neighborhood, got out, went running around gallivanting in people's trash. And I'm really mad at them. Anyway, and if you want to act like crazy Carl in the car, you can.
I am crazy Carl in the car.
You are, and you can do it, and it's all good. You should be you, 100%.
Just waiting for somebody to come to our door saying your stupid dogs did this.
Oh, it'll be on the Facebook.
It will. It'll be on the cameras on Facebook.
It'll be on the cameras. They're dogs. They got out. They probably pooped in your yard.
Probably did.
And there's nothing that I can do about
and
it.
if your trash is accessible, they may.
And if you bring a video
into
to me that shows my dog pooping in your yard, I'll clean it up.
We'll clean it up.
But I mean,
we're
my
big
goodness.
on cleaning poop up from our dogs.
Well, not in our own yard.
Yeah, I clean it up.
I don't.
I do.
I'm not.
No,
do that.
I do it all in one time. Like it's kind of turned into. See how I turn things into a game?
Ooh, you have a poop game?
I have a poop game, dog poop game. So
Oh,
what
gosh.
I do is I take the shovel and I go around the yard after I
this
let
is
it build
making
up,
me really
and I try to see how much poop I can get on
you
the
weigh
shovel
it?
at one time. No, it's just an eye thing. It's
Where
like
do you chuck it? Into the woods?
I walk it over to the pile.
Neighbors. To our lovely neighbor across the street who is psycho crazy.
No, I take it to that lot that's overgrown, and I just
You're fertilizing is what
and
you're doing.
I toss it to see.
You're the reason
the
why
distance.
it's overgrown. Because
That's right. I see the distance I can get through the air. I just heave it.
Could you do it more frequently? Because I have clients coming in and out of the house.
I know, that's why I started doing it.
Even more increasingly now, because I have gotten some new clients at the beginning of the year here. And yeah, I walked outside the other day and there was a big turd in the freaking mulch. I was like, oh, good thing it was dark when you got here.
I tried. I thought the same thing. I thought people were coming to the house a lot more.
Yeah.
Gotta get out here and clean the dew up a little more often.
Well, I'm so glad that you make a game of it.
Because the kids will just have the dogs barely get into the mulch instead of at least stepping out there and letting them get on.
Oh, that's the kids. Nothing. That's me. Boy, it is.
Well, when it gets really cold, it's
cold.
me too. And
I'm not going out there in the morning that early. I'm going to open the door. The dog can go out. The leash can retract as far as it can. And I'm shutting the door and I'm staying my butt inside.
I like it. It's a good
Why
move.
are dogs so picky about where they poop? Should we Google that? Like, do you know the answer?
Are.
No, we aren't. If I've got to go, I'm going to the nearest toilet.
Yeah.
We
But
don't
you
have
prefer-
to sniff. I prefer my own in my house, not necessarily in our bathroom, because like I've said before, and I'll say it again, when it's cold, it's like a freaking outhouse. It's like you sit your butt on cold porcelain, and I don't like it.
It's true. You never did get the seat fur.
Never did. But no, they sniff around, and it's like, then they like back up like they're gonna do it, and they're like, no, this isn't good, this isn't good. And then they go like 2 centimeters away. Okay, this is good.
It is weird.
And sometimes it takes them forever. Why?
Sometimes it does, and sometimes it's like,
Do they smell other dogs' scents?
yeah. Or they can't find the scent that they want.
Why do they need a scent?
Because that's what releases the poo, is a scent.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I made that up.
No.
I think that they have to find their spot. And what messes
Why,
it up
though?
is when it gets so cold that there's nothing, you can't smell anything, or I don't know.
Why are dogs
I
so
don't know.
picky where they poop? According to a 2013 paper published in Frontiers Zoology, whatever, it may be that dogs attempt to align themselves with Earth's magnetic field before pooping.
Listen, when he said it
Specifically-
may be, that's not even a valid article.
Specifically, they seem to prefer to defecate along the north-south axis if the magnetic field is stable. Now, you did not expect that answer.
Magnetic filled my ass. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I'm just saying. It says,
Now I know that I know that cats have something to do with magnetic stuff.
okay, so this person says, it seems as though, hold on. Yeah, what gives? While there's plenty of speculation on the answer to this bizarre question, there is also an average consensus met by dog experts, believe it or not. One idea suggests it's another form of marking. That's what I thought. When dogs decide where to pee or poop, they are likely making sure that wherever they go is the best place. Sorry, something popped up. Do you love dogs? No, I don't love dogs. I'm just reading an article. Or signature, if you will. Just as you've sat at the lunch table and I guess where how we always. I guess I can relate. But I don't, because it's saying that it's just like when you sit at the same spot at the lunch table all the time. I have that thing. I have that issue where I like to sit in the same spot. But like,
They don't
but it's
poop
not,
in the same
I know that's
spot.
what I was just hearing you say. Like if it were the same spot, I would get it.
No,
But-
they it's like the spot moves or something.
Yeah, I don't
It's
get
like
it.
they
Maybe it
sniff
is a
around
magnetic
different-
field.
Maybe.
So I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I mean, if we were traveling and like we were getting out at a different place, and I'd see they'd be like, "What's going on?" But this the same yard every morning. Like, pick a place and go. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. That was very, very
I'm
random.
so glad that we
But
researched
I
it.
just know that when it's cold outside, I don't need the dogs to be taken forever to do that. Now Malibu's pretty good about it. She'll just drop anywhere.
Malibu's got a quick squat.
But man, Callie
quick.
is a psycho dog. I feel like
She's crazy.
I feel like she needs
She's
some
crazy.
dog.
She's
CBD.
neurotic. She's neurotic. She's got
They make
problems.
dog CBD, but
I
I just
know.
don't know
Every
if I
time
want
I
to
go
buy it.
every time I go to buy it, I'm like, God, it's expensive.
Is it?
Yes.
How
It's
much is
stupid.
it?
It's like $30
For how long will that
for a
last?
bag of like any other treats that you pay $4.95 for it.
Oh. Huh.
Of course, if you don't give them to her all the time, it lasts a good while. But that she needs it.
She's a
Did
little
you know?
hyperactive.
Did you know that I learned this? That walruses and maybe other animals of the sea walruses and dolphins and those, I think they have, their frontal cortex is 40% larger than ours. So they say that they probably are more emotionally intelligent than we are.
Really?
Yes.
Walruses and what? Dolphins?
Dolphins and sea mammals, that they could be smarter than us. They just don't. They're not built. They speak a different language than us, right? They talk.
Do they speak?
They make noise.
Right.
They communicate. But walruses, I didn't realize they're a pack animal. They could be in a pack of 1,000 walruses, and when they're born, they have to do what's called imprinting, basically with their mother, and there's this connection that they get with their mother, and it imprints, and they're locked in for everything. They're locked into their mom, like, forever. Like, they're tied to their mom.
I mean, that's like humans.
Yeah, but it's so they don't get their mom mixed up with the other thousands, you know what I mean, in the pack. But this guy that worked at this, like, the SeaWorld place up in Canada, he was the one on the podcast. He, like, this one didn't imprint with his mother. It was born there, and they couldn't. It was wild, and it wouldn't. And he did something confronting it, and it imprinted him. And he said, "I was its mother. It wouldn't. It slept." He said, "My shifts turned into me sleeping, while it would lay with me, and it wouldn't eat for anybody else, and it was literally."
How do you get imprinted?
They choose.
But is it a procedure? Is that done? Does the
No,
walrus
he said
take
he
a spin
saw the walrus. It connected like its eyes, and like it like open. It's emotional, like it like opened up, and they hadn't been able to get it to because it was its mother. And he said something I did he said I was trying to get it to stop doing something. It wouldn't listen to anybody. So he's like, I got in its face and I had my hands up, and he said I felt like this connection, like. He said I could see something was going on with the walrus had never gone on with it before.
Really?
He has a documentary about it. It sounds fascinating, but but the thing is like he's trying to get. He left there because the conditions were so bad.
He left the walrus kid.
Well, he didn't leave.
He left his walrus kid.
That's what he's saying. He's trying to get the walrus. They won't
now,
let
where
him.
are you going to put it in a pool?
And he said they are so emotionally connected. He said that walrus
It's going to die.
thinks about him.
How does he know that?
All
Does he
the
write
time.
letters and send him DMs?
I'm sure they do DM each other. Listen,
How do you know?
Don't, because they know these people study how they have their habits with their mothers and when they're taken away and what happens.
Why would they not let him? But where would you house a walrus?
In a
your
pool.
Backyard in the pool?
No,
Like,
he
like,
wants it transferred to somewhere. They kicked him out basically
Why'd they kick him out?
because he started questioning things and started like having problems with the conditions, and so they ended up taking him from a supervisor down to something, and then like he was gone and they wouldn't let him back on premise. But he is wanting the walrus, since they won't let him come and see the walrus, he wanted the walrus moved to, like, he raised money and everything to get it transferred and pay for it,
To a zoo
transferred
closer
to
to
a
him.
zoo closer. That's, even though he said I don't really I'm not a big fan of zoos, but he said these certain zoos would be fine, and then I could visit and I could be there with it, and we could, whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to hear the story. It's insane. It's
What do you
crazy.
think about
Crazy.
that is crazy. That's I didn't know that about those
There's
animals.
certain animals that do that imprinting thing.
What do you think about zoos?
What do I think about zoos?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just curious. Because we go to zoos. I mean,
We go to zoos. I think it's kind of like, as I'm getting older, maybe I'm getting soft, but I think it's kind of, there's some cruelty to it.
I think there is some cruelty to it, but at the same time, I think there's some safety to it too. I think that, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you mean by safety?
well, if they're captive, then they're not gonna probably be like, they could die out in the wild. But I know out in the wild is their natural habitat, so they probably know what to do to protect themselves. So
Well,
I
it's
just feel
just
like
the circle of life. They're going to die.
well, I guess that's true. I'm kind of with you on that. Like, I
don't think they're supposed to be. That's what they're saying. That's what they were saying about walruses and dolphins and these whales. They're not meant to be in small
I know,
spaces,
but-
and they know. He said they dealt with walruses that they would bring in, and mammals that they knew that they were so stubborn. You could see that they were going to die before they let you captivate them. or keep them captive.
Yeah.
Like they knew, and they usually will submit.
Yeah.
They're so smart, but when you're feeding them and taking care of them, but
Yeah, I don't know what I think. I'm torn. I see why people think it's cruel, but I also am not going to be one to protest it. You know what
I'm
I mean?
not going to protest. I'm just saying.
Because I just think. Do you think that all zoos mistreat their animals? I don't.
No, I think there's zoos where the people absolutely freaking love those animals, and they live every day to love.
I would like to talk to somebody who works
and
at
are
a
good
zoo.
to them. I don't think they're bad people. I think probably the majority of people that work at zoos do it because they're passionate about the animals.
What about aquariums? I really don't think fish know that they're in a big fish tank versus the ocean. Do you?
I don't know how smart fish are. I know the dolphins there do.
There's not dolphins in an aquarium. Just
Okay,
so
cool.
You know.
I thought there were.
Well, there are like at like. Am I bothering you?
This table keeps squeaking.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll take my elbows off. Gosh, you were like subbing me with your eyes. Dolphins are, I think, at like SeaWorld and stuff. But like I'm talking about
SeaWorld is like this
the
place he was at.
Gatlinburg's aquarium. I don't think there's dolphins. There's whales. Or as Jeff would say, whales.
They're whales.
They're not whales.
Whales.
A whale is what you get
Whales.
water out of.
Same thing. They're just
They're
look different.
whales.
It's just like there and there.
Whales. No, it's not.
Phil Dimmers is the guy's name.
Phil Dimmers?
Yeah, and he has a documentary.
Can I see Phil?
Let me see if he's.
Phil Dimmers. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really much of a documentary girl, but I would watch the first 10 minutes, and if I like it, I could continue.
That's Phil Dimmers, but you can't really see him that well there.
Oh, I just connected with him. I just imprinted him.
He's your daddy
He's
now.
my daddy. Now he's my daddy. I can't go on without him. I'm just kidding. Interesting. Well, that podcast went in all sorts of ways.
It did. It did.
So you all should follow hashtag Glute Exercises like King Hefe does. Try to watch your temper in the car. And, go find you a walrus. Oh, that is kind of an ugly animal. Now that I look at it closely.
There's Phil with his walrus.
Oh, it's a little mustache. That's cute, though. I wouldn't mind watching a few minutes of that documentary.
We should. That'd be fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, this has been fun, Jeff. I
God,
can't wait
big nostril holes.
I can't wait to be scrolling through Instagram and see what hashtags you're following next.
I'm going to do it all night, like assault on my followers. Just kidding.
I'm teasing. All right.
All right. Peace out.